Hello and welcome to Take Time to Create. My name is Linda and this is where we take time out of our everyday lives to create new and wonderful things. I'm going to paint these little unfinished ceramic pieces that I found at Target in their Target spot, dollar spot. They were $3 each. So we have little bud vases. They are so cute. Now they are unfinished, so they're just ready for us to paint. I have 2 sets of coasters. They come with 3 in a pack. So I always think it's perfect when I see something that's 3 in a pack because that's the size of our family. It's just me, my husband, and my son. So I just love it when I see a 3-pack. So yeah, we're just gonna do these, paint these, and it's just gonna be a super easy, fun project. These are so cute. You can do them for yourself. You can do them with family. You know, these are good activities with kids. Now, as always, if you just want to leave it, just leave it. If you don't want to paint it, but I would seal it. If you bought these and you're like, I really like the white, I would seal it. But other than that, there you go. We're going to start with the square. And this is the first one. Now, since it is unfinished, I'm actually taking a damp paper towel and I'm just wiping off the dust. The paint will adhere better. I think it'll look better. So just take a minute. It will dry super quick. And just wipe off that dust. I'm gonna do all of them right now. And they actually have these little foam pads on the bottom, which I think is really nice. If they didn't have that, you can always get little foam stickers, or you could get cork and stick it on the bottom. There's lots of options. All right, they're all wiped down and now we're ready. Now, I'm just painting these with acrylic paint. Are there other ways to do this? You bet. I'm just doing this because it's what I have. I'm not going to fire these again, so I'm not using glaze. So that's just what I'm doing. Okay, so I put a scratch piece of paper underneath and it's ready to go. I'm going to paint the base of this in the Arteza Pearl Olive Green. It's in their metallic line. Such a pretty color. I'm just putting a little bit on my paper plate. This might need 2 coats of paint, so just be forewarned on that. Then I'm just going to paint it. Pretty easy. Not much to this. Make sure you get the sides as well, because, you know, if this is on your table or, you know, wherever it's going to be displayed, you will see the sides. I'm not worried about the bottom. The bottom's gonna be a little messy, but that's okay. I might go back and paint the bottom just to make it all really pretty. We'll see. We'll see if I'm really that motivated to do that. But nobody's gonna see the bottom necessarily. Anyway, so just paint, and I'm trying to go all in the same direction. I definitely will need 2 coats as I'm looking at it. It does soak up the paint a lot in this first step as it's unfinished. So FYI, just so you know what's going on. Anyway, that's it. We're just gonna paint this. Then we're gonna do a really cool decoration on top and it'll look awesome. So let me paint this and then I'll be right back and we will finish up the first round of coasters. Okay, so everything is all painted. It's ready to go. Here is the green one, just like this. Very cute. I have the brush strokes going up and down. I have a swirl here. I don't know where the swirl came from. I just have a sheet of swirls. I don't know what brand they are. I'll link some down below, but any swirls will do. And I am just going to stamp on some swirls. And they're going to be all over, and I'm going to flip it around like this. We're going to have swirls just like this. Not perfect. There we go. Oh, that's cute. Just like that. Okay. Let me stamp the others and then we'll move on to, oh, I want to make sure that the up and down. So let me stamp these and then we are going to move on to the bud vases next. And at the end, I'll show you everything, of course, but I'm just going to do this because this is super cute. And then we're going to, like I said, go into the bud vases next. And then the other coasters. So, all right, let me finish this and I'll be right back. All right, so we have the little bud vases now, and I did paint them with 1 coat of a white acrylic paint. It was white on white. I figure we don't need to really go over that. What I'm going to do is tape it off, and these are super trendy right now where you have, you know, the gold at the bottom, and I'm going to actually make it kind of diagonal. They're not all going to be the same because I don't think I could make them all the same, about all the same height. Yeah, I just don't think it would work. So I am going to kind of do them all diagonal, all a little different, so that I don't have to worry about being perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's nice that I don't have to worry about being perfect. All right, so just like that, I have one of them taped, and I am just going to paint the bottom. Let me tape the other two up. Once they're all taped, you really want to press them down to make sure that it's well adhered. If you don't have masking tape or painter's tape, you can freeform it. just go to town. And if you find out you're like, oh, I really didn't like it, when you're done, paint over it. Or you can add more, you know, just change your line a little bit. I'm going to tip these on, I'm going to put them upside down, just like this. We'll see how they all turn out. I have Folk Art Antique Gold Paint, and I have a little bit of a thinner brush. It's a 1.5 inch, and I just wanted to have something a little thinner so I can control. I like this shade of gold. It's not super shiny gold. It's a very nice gold. I'm going to need to do 2 coats of paint. You kind of see it's a little streaky with just one. I'm painting down from the tape line here. Hopefully that'll keep a nice clean line, but if it doesn't, that's okay. I can always paint over. We can always figure it out. Not worried about that. So I'm going to paint this. It's going to take 2 coats, definitely, maybe 3. And I want to make sure it's fully dried before I put it back upright, but I will take the tape off when it's still slightly wet so that it doesn't stick and I won't have peeling problems. I think that'll just work out best. So we're going to go ahead and paint this just like this. How cute is this? So these are dry now, and you can see that the paint seeped underneath the tape there that I had, and I'm not surprised. I did flood my brush, and that happens, and I figured it might happen, so I have a backup plan. I want to show you guys that not everything turns out perfectly. Sometimes mistakes happen. So I have a gold paint pen, and I'm actually just going to paint over everything with a gold paint pen, and I think it'll look really good. It's a different shade of gold. It's a shiny bright gold, and I wanted more of an antique gold, but I'd rather have a clean line than have the gold be a different gold, or, you know, worry about that it's a shiny gold rather than an antique gold. I'd rather have a clean line. So that's what we're going with. And you can just draw it on like this, draw your line. And since it's a different shade of gold, I'm going to have to paint the whole thing, but that's okay. I'm not worried. I think it'll look really good. And I didn't love this sharp line here, so I'm going to kind of round that out as well. So I am taking my little whoopsie as, okay, we can handle this. It's a good thing I made a mistake. You know, it happens. So just take your time, and paint pens are really fumy. So make sure you do these in a well-ventilated area if you do use your paint pen. I'm in the basement right now. I'm actually going to go outside with these, and so I'm not going to film the whole thing with this because I'm actually going, like I said, going to go outside because of the fumes and just kind of color it in. Every once in a while, push down the nib on a scratch piece of paper or something you were going to throw away to get the paint flowing again, because sometimes it doesn't flow as well. And this, I already did one. This is what it will look like, which is really pretty. I do like it. It's very pretty. All right, so they have our last set of coasters, and what I want to do is I want to have a little bit of fun with these. I'm going to do some splatter painting, and I have Pearl Pink Tulip. It's an Arteza metallic, and I have Pearl Royal Purple. So we're doing purple, pink, and blue. I might throw in a silver or something. We'll see how it goes. And then this is Pearl Electric Blue. Let me put these up a little bit. I have these little containers. I don't know where they came from. They're just little containers because we're going to water these down. You want it a little soupy because we want to, you know, splatter things around. We're just gonna have fun with this one. Make sure your work area is protected. I'm going to start with the purple. I have some water. I just have it in my spray bottle here. Mix that up. Mix it up here in your little pot or whatever you have. And then I'm going to kind of pull it down like this. I want a little bit of stripes. I'm going to bring it down so that it's not just, you know, straight up and down. I want it a little bit of movement when it comes down this way. Big and little are perfectly fine. Just kind of keep playing with these. Get as much as you want or as little as you want. Experiment with how you splatter it on too. These different angles and forcefulness will of course create different splatters. That's why I like to have all three of them lined up together so that they can all be done at once. All right, now I'm gonna do something that's probably gonna ruin it, but I don't want it all like this perfectly, so I have this card I got in the mail, whatever those free cards or credit cards or whatever, gift cards, and I'm going to just stretch this down just like that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that we are adding another texture, another layer, another piece of interest. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna scrape these down. I like that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Now that I scraped it down, I'm gonna add a little more splatters on top. I just like the interest that the splatters was a little too plain, a little too like, splatters, But I like that we're adding splatters, then we're adding lines, then we're adding splatters again. All right, I love how these turned out. So much fun. You know, you've got some splatters, you have, you know, some stripes. They're just cute. So what I'm going to do now is take a silver paint pen and just paint around the edges. It'll just clean it up, make it look a little nicer. Just like that. And I'm going to go around probably 2 coats of this. I've already done one, so you can see what it looks like. Oh, can you see that? It looks so pretty. I chose silver because I thought it would go with this, and I'm actually probably going to do a second coat so you can really see how that looks. And yeah, I'm just going to go around all of the edges on this one, and the painting on this one is done. We will just seal it with Mod Podge at the end so that it is good to go. And yeah, so that it's nice and sealed, so that, you know, protects your paint job, so that you don't ruin things. And I have done coasters before in the past, and I have sealed them with Mod Podge, and they've held up really well. I've just done a 4-inch tile that you get at the hardware store, and they did really well. Sometimes your cup will stick to the coaster, but I find that it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't stick all the time, just sometimes. So just bear that in mind. Like I said, I've done it, and I've had these for a while. I just put scrapbook paper on them and just paint it over, which is always something you can do with these. You could just put a pretty piece of scrapbook paper over the top of these. I might go pick up more. I had such a good time making these. I might do another round of them and do something completely different. Who knows? These were so much fun. And sometimes it's really fun just to do quick projects. You could explore some techniques and explore your creativity, but they don't take a long time, and that's kind of nice too. Especially when some of the projects I've been doing lately have been taking months. It's nice to have fast ones. And it's nice just to play. I just played with paint, and it was really fun. Let me finish this, and then we will go to the next step. All right, so now I'm covering this with Mod Podge. This is the last step, and now it's going on. It looks a little milky and it's a little scary, but it will dry clear. And you just cover it, and I'm actually going to do 2 coats, so I will let this dry thoroughly. I will come back, do a second coat, and it will be good to go. And that's it. That is the last step. Like I said, 2 coats on all of the projects that I did, both sets of coasters and the bud vases. Everything will be covered in this protected seal. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on my blog. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.